Thanks for staying with us. Now on Ndtv-Hindu, we make sure you are not spared of the IPL fever right here on Cricket Carnival. And what a great start for Namma Chennai Super Kings. CSK started out on the right note by taking key early wickets. A pumped up R. Ashwin took quick wickets which put the Super Kings in the driver's seat. Just into the second over of the match, Ashwin delivered a super spell to dismiss Gale and the dangerous McCullum. Well, CSK had almost a hat-trick. The next over, Chennai went all over Kolkata by dismissing Ganguly for a meagre 10 runs. But the only saving grace for the Knight Riders was a quick-fire 48 by Angelo Matthews. KKR finally ended up scoring 139 in their allotted 20 overs. In other news, the Sri Lankan army says it has found valuable documents and photographs belonging to slain Tamil rebel leader Velupillai Prabhakaran. It said troops also found video cassettes during a search operation in the former rebel stronghold of Mullaithiva. The videos and photographs showed the activities of Prabhakaran. Some unexploded shells were also found at the site. Prabhakaran led a 28-year-old armed campaign for an independent state for Sri Lanka's minority Tamils. Last year, the separatist war came to an end when troops overran rebel territory and killed Prabhakaran in May. Now a quick look at all that's making news in the world of business. The CII will present its Entrepreneur Awards on Sunday. In a series of reports, Ndtv-Hindu looks at the lives of the nominees. Business reporter Sanya Faruqi, in her latest report, takes you to a company that is all about third-party logistics and supply chain management.
It started in 1995 with the aim to be a key player in the complicated auto industry. Back then, it was all about taking the opportunity to be a part of the logistics market in India and abroad. Chennai-based TVS Logistics Services Limited, a part of the TVS Group, today has made its mark as a third-party logistics service provider for the automotive industry.
The initial idea was that we should add to the TVS brand and not live on the TVS brand. So all the ideas which we had at that time, that was a premise on which we evaluated. So we felt TVS Logistics, or at that time logistics business, would add to the TVS brand and would differentiate us from just living on the TVS brand.
The role of a third-party logistics is not only to provide transportation services but also help clients reduce the cost of supply chain and ultimately cost of operations. And this is where TVS Logistics excels as a brand in the market. Started with just 20 people in a team, today they have over 1,500 employees and a revenue of about 1,000 crores. Their market is spread across UK, Germany, Spain, USA and Thailand.
Wherever we can look at providing knowledge as the value differentiator, that is where we will grow. So we are saying that it need not necessarily be only automotive or industrial production. Wherever there is a discrete component being manufactured and that gets into production or that gets distributed as an aftermarket spare part, that's where we will be involved in. So we are looking at aviation, defense, those kind of related sectors, or even telecom and electronics where there are components being manufactured.
They aim to help small and medium-sized companies with warehousing facilities and international exposure. People look at supply chain to reduce cost, while the company offers just that. It also takes it as an opportunity to maintain a competitive edge in the system. With camera person Devraj, this is Sanya Faruqi for NDTV-Hindu.
Well, the markets slide again as the counters drift in directionless trade. Why is it so? NDTV Profits Shakti Patra tells us why.
I think that's a question that most market participants are asking, because yesterday we had the IP numbers, markets did nothing. Today, Infosys had a big swing after the results, 7% swing on the stock, but again markets did nothing. So maybe the last trigger is tomorrow, the inflation data. If on Thursday we don't get a big move on the index, I think we'll be stuck in this range for the rest of the period. Now Nifty intraday today, a slightly low opening, the high almost at the word go, then the bottom around 11, that's when you thought maybe this market will break 5,300. But after that, for the rest of the day, for 3.5 hours, 4 hours of trade, absolutely nothing. Nifty stuck in a very tight range. Nifty futures actually had a range of 30 points for the day, and that for an index above 5300 is probably as dull as it gets. Now, what was the stock that went higher? Infosys. Results came before market opened as usual. Had a big slide initially for the first half an hour of trade, but after that it just kept going up right through the day, closing almost at the highest point in the day, 3.5% higher for Infosys, and that had its effect on other IT stocks. TCS, Wipro, the other big two, they also gained about 2.5% in trade, reflecting the sentiment among investors about IT stocks after Infi results. But these were heavyweights which went higher, but still on the way down you had more stocks which were pulling it lower. Hero Honda, big stock here, down 5%. Tata Motors, that had lost 3% yesterday, again lost 1% today. The other pack which lost for the second day running was the banking pack. Big names, ICICI Bank, Axis Bank, private sector names, they lost about 2%. Allahabad Bank, which has rallied quite exceptionally over the last many days, that again lost 1% in trade. So we are still stuck in a range. Enough news triggers to break or make this market. That's not having any effect. So maybe tomorrow's inflation data will finally give us some reason to break out or break down on Thursday. If that doesn't happen on Thursday, we'll probably be stuck here for the rest of the series.
Well, the so-called Crashgate scandal is finally over. Formula One's governing body on Monday announced that after talks with Singapore race-fixing conspirators Flavio Briatore and Pat Symonds, a settlement has been reached.
Flavio Briatore and Pat Symonds were slapped with a lifetime ban from motorsport by the FIA's World Motorsport Council for ordering Nelson Piquet Jr. to crash during the 2008 Singapore Grand Prix, which gave teammate Alonso the winning seat. But the former Renault chiefs won an appeal against the decision in the French courts last year. The FIA's appeal against that decision was pending, but it was announced on Monday that the duo have now expressed their regrets and presented their apologies to the FIA. In return, the Paris-based federation has dropped legal action, and Briatore and Symonds have agreed to abstain from having any operational role in Formula One until 31st December 2012.
Well, with that, that's all about we have tonight. Thanks for being with us. Good night.